What has been going on in the gacha space this month? There have been barely any releases, and all the games I cover have made dangerously stupid decisions. Aside from the excitement over Gamescom, there hasn't been much going on, and what there has been pretty bad. Let's talk about it. I'm Shrike, like, comment, and subscribe for more gacha content. Let's dive in. So what I want to talk about is the state of the games I cover, how I feel they're doing, and what I think the future holds for them. And I know you probably only care about maybe one of them, so feel free to skip to the one that matters to you. I'll start with my main game, Black Beacon. Initially, hype surrounding Ariadne was real, and she turned out to be a very good character. But quickly the hype died down, and there has been nothing to replace it with. The socials have been basically silent, no new roadmap, not even any hints on an upcoming character. And we only have 6 days left of Ariadne's banner. We should have heard something by now. That's the first red flag. The second is the events that have come with Ariadne's banner. The food event was okay. I hate those types, but they're popular. And it didn't last very long, which in this case was a blessing. And the thread event was at first confusing, but once I understood the mechanics, it was enjoyable. The red flag, however, is not those two. It's the fact that the side story they gave us is about Li Che. And maybe I'm the only one that feels this way, but I'm kind of over him. He's not just yesterday's news, he's about a week ago's news. It's so weird that they'd still be giving us stuff about this guy. Almost like they were short on content, so grabbed some stuff off the cutting room floor of the Li Che chapters and gave it to us. Aside from that, absolute silence. And part of me appreciates that because as someone with 4 children and a house to clean, it makes it easy to keep up on. But recently I've been losing subs due to infrequent uploads, but I can't help it if there's nothing going on in the game. Many CCs try to create content where there is none, but I'm not going to waste your time on pointless videos that don't need to exist. So just know that I'll cover content if and when things of interest actually happen. As for what I think the future holds for the game, I am worried. I feel them distancing themselves from the game, putting less effort into the updates and the events they're in, and the infrequent posts on their X page only support this. Not to mention, we've given them ample time to create a proper PC client and give us controller functionality, neither of which we've even heard a whisper about. I feel like it's safe to say they don't intend on going in that direction, for whatever reason. Now, whether they're taking a step back because they feel the game can stand up on its own without them hovering over it like helicopter devs, or whether they're losing interest and are possibly working on another project, I don't know. Suffice it to say that things are not faring too well for the game. But with that being said, I'm not going anywhere. Lack of videos simply means lack of meaningful content. The next game is Etheria Restart, and I know many of you don't even play that. It has its audience, but that doesn't include many viewers of mine for whatever reason. And it doesn't have near the number of players it did at first. And that's due to a great deal of predatory decisions. Most recently has been a very pay-to-win module shop, the removal of gacha currency as possible rewards for the current event, and a crafting event that forces us to farm a dungeon that is incredibly inefficient to farm outside of double drops. And they continue to release characters that promise to be or do something very specific, and then turns out that they only do that thing once fully invested with the outlandishly rare perfect lattices. This game was incredibly high and has a long way to fall, but it's definitely falling. And it has many tools at its disposal to halt its descent, and has had many opportunities to use those tools, but it has chosen not to. A little background, the company behind the game, XD, in addition to having Sword of Convaleria earning them money, also apparently owns TapTap, an incredibly popular Chinese gaming app, so they aren't hurting for money. And this no doubt contributes to their lack of motivation to placate the player base. But because of this, more and more people are dropping the game, and I predict that by their first year anniversary, only the PvP whales will remain. This game will never die though. PvP games are self-sustaining, but they will drive out every casual player they currently have, and even many hardcore players. The last game I cover, though it's more text-based coverage rather than videos, is Rememento White Shadow. If you play it and you're interested in a site for guides, check out the Kaiden I've been contributing to. I'll link it in the description. But this has been a passion project of mine right from the start. It was painfully obvious that it wouldn't last very long, as they did no advertising at all leading up to their launch. Then they launched the game about 8 times. Each time everybody thinking it was real, the real global launch, but it turned out to be only 1 or 2 regions getting it. Now it's fully launched though, and they still don't know how to advertise. Nothing but pointless character showcases of units that have been in the game since the beginning on their X pages, and for some reason game updates on their Facebook. Who even uses Facebook anymore? Blackstorm is so out of touch, it's embarrassing. And the worst thing of all, they teased a brand new region, a beach, looked beautiful, and teased a new character as well, and they've pushed its release back twice now. This last update gave us absolutely nothing but some Gooner skins and a new gear piece we all had to grind for. In fact, it came with more bugs than it did content, and many players have quit because of it. The game is beautiful, and nobody else has done open world turn-based, so they had a wide open niche they could have capitalized on, but they're inept. There's no way around it. The character designs, which started incredible and unique, have become bland and cookie cutter. Rememento White Shadow has lost its magic, and whether that's because of the massive layoffs it had or because they've just given up on it, I'm not sure, but this game will not last much longer, which breaks my heart. It truly does. The aesthetic here was one of my favorites I've seen in a very long time. I just wish it had been managed by developers whose heads weren't up their rear ends. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. When this game dies, I'll need a replacement, and as luck would have it, Duet Night Abyss, the Demon Waifu Warframe-inspired open-world action shooter, is releasing in the 4th quarter of this year. That could be as early as September 1st. And being a member of their content creator program already, I'll be in a very good position to offer some worthwhile content on the game. But Etheria Restart will remain, though I think I'll have to stop the PvP series since I've decided to stop spending, and therefore I'm no doubt gonna fall behind there. However, once in a while I may make a video about my Light Dark account and how I've managed to accomplish certain challenges, and Black Beacon isn't going anywhere. But I really do hope they kick the content up a notch, both for the sake of my channel and for the sake of the game and its player base. But with all that being said, I'm gonna fly. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.